welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. It is another WIP Wednesday. I honestly don't even know which episode we're on. I'll remember at the time I'm editing it, but at the moment, can't recall. It's like 7, I think. But today I'm going to tackle a brand new page. I haven't started it. It's actually a double page spread from Romantic Country, the second tale. And these are by Erie. All of her books at the start of them have like maps kind of showing you all the different areas. And she actually has, you know, oops, let me get to it. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so the first map is actually here. It's Serene Alley and its surroundings. But I am working on the other map. We have one here that's the Fairy's Den. And then this one is the Witch Dwelling Forest. And I think I'm going to do the Witch Dwelling Forest one today. And that'll also kind of help me tie into the whole Coloring Spooky 2021 tag that's for this year. That one was started by Rosie Crafted Colors, so I will try to remember to put that in the description below. But I've been trying to tackle all the tags that are out there. And I plan to do a video actually going over all the 2021 tags that I'm going to participate in. I wouldn't plan on me doing any monthly ones. It's just too much to track, but there's a bunch of like for all year, so I can do those ones. So yeah, we're gonna like kill two birds with one stone sort of thing here. I'm doing part of my tag and I have a WIP Wednesday. I am going to use my Derwent Artists pencils. I have all 120, which come in this gigantic wooden box. So it'll be kind of a pain to pick out my colors, but hopefully I can fit it all in on this desk. I'm thinking when I move to my next house, I'm gonna need a bigger filming desk so that I can like lay everything out. But alright, so let's get started. Alright, so I haven't picked out any colors. I'll be doing that while chatting and hopefully get to some coloring. I think we'll start with, let's do all these trees. I think those are trees. I don't think those are part of the trees though. But yeah, let's start with these little trees. So I want it dark and kind of more of the mossy olive color. So I think we'll do, let's see, I'm gonna go with olive, maybe moss and light moss. No, I don't want it super bright though because it's supposed to be spooky. I'm gonna try my cedar green and moss. Yeah. It's going to be hard to pick these out because if you're unfamiliar with their box set, so they come in these trays, which are super awesome. I'm leaving them in there obviously because half the cost of this set was the trays themselves, but they're 3 layers, so you have to like pull out each tray to get into certain things. But let's see. So cedar green and moss. Let's see if I can find those. Alright, there is cedar and there is moss. I have to say though, like with these wooden sets, the smell is so amazing when you open the box and it never goes away. I've had these for a little while now. Gotta sharpen. As you just see my hand in the way. Move it off to the side. That way you don't just see my hand. You're just gonna hear it. All right. I'm super unprepared if you couldn't tell, but I swear there will be coloring. It's been a crazy week and I was just like rushing to get everything set up. I have a whole bunch of videos I need to record this week. I couldn't do any recording over the weekend because we listed our house. So, for those of you kind of like watching this weekly, as you know, we had put a bid on a house and we won the bid. and we were waiting for the appraisal to come back because our biggest concern was that it was going to be lower than the asking price. And we didn't want to list our house that we live in now until we were for sure that was going to go through, because I don't feel like being homeless. So we had paid a rush fee, and the appraisal was supposed to come in Thursday, and we were required by our contract to list our house Friday. Well, Thursday rolls around and the appraisal still hasn't come in. Of course, why would things happen like they're supposed to, right? So I was super stressed. My agent was getting stressed. Our broker was getting stressed. We were all like, oh my gosh, come on. So it was just, yeah, it was nuts. But it ended up coming in. So my agent, like, Thursday night was like, you know what, okay, we're just gonna have to list your house 10 a.m. on Friday. Worst case, if the deal falls through, we just yank it off the market. And so Friday morning at like 7 a.m. we got the appraisal, and it was within our contracted amount. Oh, thank goodness. So everything was good to go there. So yeah, my agent ended up listing the house, and she was like, okay, I'll list it right now. So she ended up listing it earlier, since we heard at like 7 in the morning. And she was like, I'll open it up for appraisals by 11. So she listed it, and already our slots filled up to see the house. So we had 15 showings on Friday, 21 showings on Saturday. Sunday was like 15 also. And then we had a few that wanted to roll through Monday. And so my agent like booked 5 more people. And so we weren't getting any offers. Like Saturday we only had 4. And I was like, oh my gosh, because we packed up and basically had to leave for the day because people were coming in and out of my house all day long. And, that's lovely during COVID. They're supposed to be wearing masks. No children are supposed to walk through the home. My agent provided booties, so if you didn't want to take off your shoes, you could wear the booties type of deal. And I can't believe how many people I saw on my security camera like not doing any of that. Super great. But yeah, so it was just every time we came home after being gone all day, I had to like go through and like Lysol everything and sanitize, because I'm like, ah. And you just come home and you feel like people have been in your house. I don't know how to explain it. It's a really weird feeling. But yeah, so we had tons of showings and like no offers, and I was starting to panic because I was like, dude, this is a seller's market. Like, you can list your house on a Friday and be under contract by a Monday. Why is my house not selling? Like, it is older, it could use some upgrades. And by older, I mean 20 years old. But we've done a lot of upgrades to it ourselves. And so I was like, is there something glaringly wrong that I just don't notice? And so my agent's like, no, everyone knows you're looking at the offers Monday, so they're just waiting. I was like, geez, okay, fine, put me on pins and needles, folks. So Monday morning, she's like, yeah, we have 10 offers. I'm like, okay, that's cool. 10 is great. And we had planned on meeting that afternoon to go over them all. And when she got here, she was like, I have 20 offers and I have 1 waiting, or 2 coming in. Like, she was texting the agents and they were emailing them as she was sitting at her kitchen table printing them out. So yeah, we had a lot of last minute ones, and so we had to go through every single offer. I could not believe how many offers we ended up with, especially because I was like stressed out at first. I was like, we have 6. And then we had over 20. But I could not believe some of the things like people were offering. So it was really hard. It took us 2 hours to sift through them. Some were easy, like you could just automatically put them in the no pile. But we had tons that we put in the maybe pile. And what was funny is one of the last ones that came, like one of the ones she had to print while she was here, she had put it off to the side, and she's like, I'm saving this one for last because I think this is the one you guys are going to go with. So yeah, we had all sorts of offers. Nobody offered even our list or asking price. Everyone was over, because that's just this market. You know, and they ranged from like 10 to 70 something thousand over. And no, believe it or not, we did not go with the highest bid. So for those who are shopping in this market, keep in mind it's not always the highest bid. I can't tell you or say, you know, or I won't say which the amount we went over with, but the last offer, yeah, they weren't the highest, but they were, it was a stellar offer. They basically were a no hassle buyer. And that was exactly what we wanted, because we didn't want someone, because a lot of people offer a ton of money and then, you know, after inspection, every little thing on inspection, which there is always something on inspection. There's no such thing as an inspection that doesn't find anything, because you're paying these people hundreds of dollars to find and nitpick the stupidest crap. I mean, I know. And so a lot of people will bid really high and then sit there and haggle and negotiate that high bid down, you know, over like stupid stuff. Like, you know, the furnace needs a tune-up or whatever. Although that wouldn't be the case on ours, because I literally just did a tune-up on it. But you get the gist. It's stupid stuff. Like, so this buyer was just like, I'm only doing an inspection to make sure your house isn't gonna like implode on me type of deal. And that was the kind of buyer I wanted. But also, we wanted buyers that were like all in, because right now in this market, a lot of people are throwing out like bids on every single house, so they're not really serious about any house they bid on. And I wanted someone who was like, no, I really want your house. Like, here's my offer. This is my best offer. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get your house. That was the person we wanted, because that was just kind of like, you knew they weren't going to back out, because if they do, I'm totally screwed out of my brand new house. But just, I didn't want anyone playing games. Like, I wanted a serious, hassle-free, stress-free offer. And so, yeah, that was the last one. It was one of the last that came in. And it was funny because my agent's like, oh my gosh, you guys are going to love this one. And originally she had like a couple top runners, but when that one came in, she was like, yep, I know you guys are going to pick this one. And yep, it checked off everything on the box. And we still got more than we asked for. So, you know, that part was great too, but they were the buyer that we were looking for, like in every aspect. So it was awesome. So their inspector actually comes tomorrow, and then my inspector inspects our new house later today. So I have to like run over there. Yes, I did order an inspection on a brand new house, because buyer beware. That's on anything. Like, even if it's brand new construction, and yes, the city inspects it, and you know, all those permits, I don't care. I want someone who works for me telling me everything is like good with that house. So we have an inspector, and I gotta go meet them out there later today, get their report, see what they say. So yeah, everything is going well. We even offered a backup offer, because we did have two offers that were really hard to choose from. So the one that we didn't pick, we asked if they wanted to be our backup, and they said yes, which is great, because I liked them too. Oh, it was so hard. Like, it's funny because I was panicking we only had 6, and then at the same time I was like, shoot, I wish we only had 6, you know, because you're like weeding down all these offers. But yeah, so our current house is now under contract. And then, I mean, we're under contract with the other one. The builder did tell us they might need a couple extra days, but so far that doesn't affect anything with selling this one. So things are moving along. But again, I mean, like, nothing is set in stone basically until everyone signs. So that's kind of the thing. It's like, until everything is signed off, yeah, I mean, you never know. So, so I'm still pretty stressed, just because there's a ton of waiting and like since I'm self-employed, our underwriter wants statements, and I've sent them everything, but it's like follow-up statements upon statements upon statements. I'm like, guys, just look at my tax returns, okay? Like, that's the easiest way. But yeah, so everything is moving along with the house. I'm just trying to I'm trying to stay positive, but at the same time, you know, just preparing myself because something could go wrong. Because like I said, it's never a done deal until you've signed and you've got those keys literally in your hand. So I'm excited to go check out the house again today, see how much more they've finished. They really don't have much. I really am hoping the deck is done because I just want to check it out and see what it looks like. I'm very curious about the deck. It's one of the few things that they haven't done a lot of progress on. So the kitchen was completely done the last time I was there, and the inside really didn't have a lot left. I don't know what would be left, to be honest, other than like putting in vent covers and stuff. So it'll be fun to see the progress on that. And then yeah, I just gotta keep plugging along. Like I think we would close on this one middle of next month, but we're basically allowed to stay till the 1st of April. Not that we plan to. Our builder plans to have it done and ready to move. Well, it's supposed to be all done at the end of this month, but us wouldn't, like, our move-in date, man, I can't talk today. I think it's chronic lack of sleep from all this house crap. But yeah, our move-in date's like end of March, but we can bump it up too if they are able to finish faster. So we'll see. So sometime in March I'll be moving. That'll be interesting. But don't worry, I will still have videos. I actually plan to kind of pre-record a few to hold me over while we're kind of settling. So that's the hard part. We can't like go shop for furniture until we have keys in our hand. So it's like, oh man, I'm not gonna have, because I'm selling all my office furniture and buying a brand new office furniture set, because that's kind of my gift to myself with a new house. So I'll be selling all that, and we're selling quite a bit of furniture, just old stuff that we don't want to move to our new house. We kind of want to start fresh with some things. And then we're keeping other stuff for like our master bedroom set will be our guest room type of deal. So I just have to start doing that, but I am going to start packing and decluttering. I mean, that's not going to matter whether our sale falls through or not. Like, I can always do that whenever. I'm going to sharpen this darker green. I might even pick out a darker one. Maybe. Let me grab my chartreuse. Let's see. Light moss. Oh, chartreuse is on the 3rd layer. Whew. Sorry, that's probably pretty loud. Yeah, let's try this chartreuse in there too. I am going to sharpen my dark green a little more. Just need a really sharp point so I can get it in there. These pencils, by the way, the Derwent Artists, they work really well on this paper that comes in the Romantic Country books. They are a harder, much harder lead. I would even say they're harder, well, they're hard like polychromos, but they perform differently than polychromos. It's hard to explain. They're still great pencils though. I'm actually surprised at how much I like using them. They layer really well, but you can also just blend if you're lazy like me. But they are a harder one, and they do require a little extra effort to get out like the pigment, but the colors are gorgeous. I mean, take a look at this. I mean, you get tons of yellows up in there, and oranges and orange yellows, and you know, and then you get into your red yellow, and then you have a lot of skin tones. They have some really pretty pink colors, as you can see. Lots of purples, a ton of blues. I mean, look at that, all those blues. Tons of greens, and you get a really good selection of browns and like yellow browns. You even have some good orange ones down here too. Honestly, I like the selection of colors that came with this set. I mean, you even get, considering it is just 120, you still get a pretty good selection of grays, you know? And then you have two blacks. One's kind of more of a grayish black. But I think they probably could have done away with one of the blacks and added some more green. Or not green, gray. But for a 120 set, I enjoy the selection of colors, and I like these pencils. I haven't used them as much as I've meant to. I really need to start using like pencils that I don't use very often. I think there's a coloring tag for that actually, to start using like mediums you don't normally use. But I can't remember now. Hang on, I got a list next to me. Yeah, I think it's the Crash Your Stash 2021 tag. I'm pretty sure that's to use the mediums you don't or haven't used a lot. I gotta double check. Like I said, there are so many, like there's always those monthly tags, but like the February ones, I just didn't have time with all the house stuff, and March I will not have the time at all. I'm just gonna say that right now. So I've been kind of looking more for the annual tags that everyone is hosting, and I found a pretty good list of them. And so I'm going to make a video and let you guys know all the ones I'm going to do, but I'm also going to do color alongs for those tags. So I'll actually end up turning them into color alongs. I would love to start a tag. I just, right now, between houses and everything, I don't think I'm ready to dive on that and start my own. However, after we move and everything is settled, I am totally down to start a tag and kind of get something going, and I'll think up something fun. It's the other thing. It's kind of like, I gotta think of something fun to do. But yeah, it is one of my many, many plans. It's just until my house sells and everything is moved, my new office set up, which, oh my, that might take a couple days or weeks, I don't know. With my OCD, I tend to unpack a house really fast. Like when we bought this house, it was unpacked in a day. However, this house is a lot smaller than my new house, and I don't know, it actually might go faster in the new house because we are decluttering a ton, like going straight up minimalist style. All the decluttering we did for showings and, you know, pictures and stuff, man, I love it. I can dust so much easier, like there's so much space. So yeah, a lot of stuff is getting donated, thrown out, kind of some things I'm even selling, just kind of depends. But yeah, we're doing a ton of decluttering. We're actually gonna rent a dumpster, like you can actually rent them, and so for all the crap we're just gonna throw out that you can't really donate or sell. So I might actually unpack my house, my new house, a lot faster than even this one, because I'm not gonna move with a ton of boxes of crap. Like, anything in our storage under the house is pretty much getting chucked. Like, it's been there for 5 years. The only thing under there that I have ever pulled out are like my seasonal decorations. Other than that, nothing. And I'll keep like memoirs and stuff, but I'm talking like all the other junk, no. Like, I'm just gonna read what the box says and check it out, because I'm like, none of this stuff I use. I have a ton of old cake decorating supplies from when I was doing cakes and working as a pastry chef. So I'll kind of sift through those because my new kitchen will actually have the storage space for me to unpack them. Whereas the kitchen in this house just didn't have that space, so I couldn't unpack them. So some of those things I'll take a look at and kind of rebox the stuff that I'm gonna keep. I really apologize for the background noise. Everyone in my house, I swear, when I turn on a camera, decides that they're going to slam doors and be noisy. So it's like, and we even had a long discussion this morning. Hey guys, everyone needs to be quiet so I can film a video. And everyone's quiet until I hit the record button. So I do apologize if there's a bunch of background noise. Hopefully the camera isn't picking it up as well as I'm hearing it. Let's see. Yeah, like that. Oh, I did finish. So in last week's WIP Wednesday, I was working on a page from Gnomes in the Neighborhood. I did finish it. I'll show it to you guys real quick. So there it is. Super cute. I just had her dress match the flowers. I was kind of going for a unified theme. So I'm debating on the background. I don't know if I want to do a background. I'll be honest with you. I kind of like it just the way it is. But who knows? We'll see. You'll get a better view of it when I do my, end of the month. But for now, that's how it looks, and we'll see if I end up adding more to it or leaving it as is. But yeah, these artist pencils work so well on this paper. And by the way, I'm not using a ton of pressure either. Like, they blend really well, and the colors are very pretty, and they come out perfect. Like, you don't have to sit here and cramp your hand. And so that's what's deceiving about these, because they are a harder lead, but on the right paper they're pretty effortless. So on Johanna Basford's pages I can do like light-handed pressure, but then I need to kind of layer a few times if I want to get that full color. But on like these ones from Erie, I've noticed I can just do a single layer and the color comes out just fine. And by the way, I'm not going for anything super realistic with these trees. Like, I'm going like super basic because it's kind of cartoony to me, at least. Let's see. Oh, I missed that tree up there. Yeah, I'm thinking I might do this background. It'll have to be a night sky because we've got the moon out. So maybe I'll either use my Neo colors or Distress ink. Really need to start using my Neo colors more. I bought them and I love them. I just need to learn how to use them. Let's get that in there. But yeah, what else? Really, there's not a ton going on. It's just work, you know, schooling with the kids and then the house stuff. I mean, showing the house was crazy. Like, every morning I had to wake up, make everyone's bed perfect, which is never how it is. Like, today I was like, I'm not making my bed, and then I made it because I can't stand my bed not made. But I didn't make the kids, but then like every day it was, you know, clean the kitchen spotless, get every dish out of the sink, dust, open all the blinds, turn on all the lights, vacuum the entire house, including all the stairs. And so it was so nice this morning to wake up and know that I didn't have to start my day off vacuuming my house. It's like 2,800 square feet, but it's a split level. So it has a lot of stairs, like more than a traditional 2-story. So that was kind of rough. Oh, and the jets are flying by. They must have got their beacon that I was recording, because they have not flown by at all today. I swear. And then it's like, oh, turn on a recording. She's recording. Let's fly over her house real quick. If it gets super loud, I'll pause and come back later when they're done. All right, I think we got some trees over here. Well, it looks like this is kind of floating in the air. Oh, and it's floating down here too. Interesting. These little map pages are kind of fun to tackle. Plus you can use different mediums on them if you want. Like, I don't have to do this whole thing in Derwent Artists. I could break out some castle art. I can break out my prismas. They're just, you know, a really busy page that you kind of just tackle as you feel like doing it. And you don't have to resume with the same pencil. Or at least I don't when I tackle these ones. Oops, I move that over. But who knows, maybe I'll just keep this one going for next week. And even use a different pencil. That could be fun. I could use a different brand of pencil each time I return to it. I feel bad because I do get a lot of requests like, hey, can you finish, you know, something I have on WIP Wednesday on camera and do it as a color along? And most of the time I can't because I end up coloring it, you know, just privately. But I do plan to get some color alongs going. Like I said, you just got to bear with me during the moving and packing and selling. And then once that is all squared away, I promise I will be back to color alongs. I do plan to do my pan pastel tutorial this month no matter what, so don't worry, that one will happen. But yeah, full length color alongs, I might need a little bit of time. So basically, I'm using my darkest color. Oh, there they go, right over my house. Using my darkest color, and then I'm just using moss and chartreuse for my inside of the leaves. The wonky leaves. If you don't know much about Erie, she actually does all of this artwork with a toothpick dipped in ink. I mean, tell me that's not crazy. Like, she does look at all this detail work, and that's a toothpick dipped in ink. I don't know how long that takes her, but I would not have the patience. Like, just thinking about it, I'm like, oh man. I'd get maybe 2 minutes into that and be like, yeah, I'm done. Hence why I don't do a lot of like Kirby Roseanne's pages. Can't even handle those. So this, her attention for detail and just the artistry behind her work is what makes it amazing. I mean, a toothpick dipped in ink. So yeah, and her books are cute. I love her work. I love that she leaves them, I mean, they have tons of detail, but her pages are like really big and chunky. I mean, example, look at how like wide open this is. You can add more detail into these flowers if you want, or don't. I mean, you can, you know, use watercolors or whatever medium. Like, she leaves them open enough to where you could add more detail or not, you know, depending on your coloring skill or artist level. So it's one thing I like about her stuff is she does a ton of work, but also kind of leaves it open for you to finish it how you want to finish it. And this is actually my second copy of her book. I have 2 copies of all of them except the first tale. I can't get my hands on the first tale. I need to see if it's back up yet or not. And the reason I buy multiple copies of certain books is, one, I might color it one time using like Prismacolors, and I want to try it using polys another time, or I might color a picture years ago and just want to recolor it, you know, now using my new skills and see like what changed. That's one reason I've kind of went back and repurchased a few of the books I bought when I first started coloring, so that I can redo some pages and just kind of do a then and now type of thing. And some, they're just like my favorites, and I know they'll go out of print, so I want to buy them. Oh, there's my jets again. So where I'm moving, you won't hear the jets as much. So that's a bonus. And that is because we'll be further out west from the airport. They do still fly over. It's just we're a lot, not airport, Air Force Base. They'll still fly over that area, don't get me wrong. They actually have a second base and a testing site over there. But it won't be as loud because we pick up all the air traffic noise, like all the jets flying in from around the country, and not just like the jets that are testing or whatever. Because literally the Air Force Base is like 10 minutes away from my house right now. They have a Starbucks right outside there that I go to all the time, so. My husband used to work on base before he switched from federal firefighting to civilian firefighting. So instead of working on base, he now works for city fire departments. And he loves it. One funny thing is our new house, he'll have to actually drive a little bit extra of a ways to get to work. See, for me, where we move doesn't matter because I work from home. My biggest concern was school districts. I wanted excellent school districts. I did not like the one we were in. I have no problem with the county district. I had a problem with the actual school we were assigned. So my kids will be out of the school they're in now, which makes me happy. I've heard really good things about the junior high that my son's about to go to, and because the area is developing so quickly where we just bought, they already have land planned out for another high school, another elementary school, and junior high. So we may end up being transferred into a new school, which is fine. I just definitely wanted them out of the one they were in right now because it's not something I've been very happy with. And unfortunately, I'm not the only parent. There's like a lot of parents that don't like the school we're in and have done boundary exceptions. All right. Let's see, how many more trees do we have? 1, 2, 3, maybe? I'm thinking these are bushes. What do you guys think? I think these are bushes because I mean they have the similar leaf pattern. Oh no, there's a fourth tree I gotta do. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry about the jets. I do want to thank everyone who commented on last week's because I had mentioned, you know, please don't take my rant to be whining. I really am not whining. And I really it was so nice for all of you that responded that you like my WIP Wednesdays, and that meant a lot to me, so I do appreciate that. Thank you everyone who commented about that, because it is true. I use these as a great way to vent because, you know, I work from home, I don't have a job to go to, and like kind of just have friends to gab with type of thing. And you know, as much as I love my kids, they don't have, like, they don't know what my mortgage is and all that. Like, they just know we're buying a house. And it involves paperwork, and that's about as far as it goes. So, yeah, it's just been one of those things. And of course, you're probably going to hear my dog barking in the background because she is ultra hyper today. And that's just because for the whole weekend, pretty much, she was chained up because where we went and stayed while people were looking at our house didn't have a fence. So for our new house, it doesn't have a fence right now, but we have a goal to like get that fence installed before we move in because I cannot handle chaining her up. She doesn't like it, and no dog should be chained up all day anyway, but she's a big diva, so she's even worse. She'll just sit there and howl and whine. It's like, and we're gonna have no grass, so I really don't want to go in and out of the mud just to unchain her. So There will be a fence right away. I already told my husband because he's making plans for this and that. I'm like, nope, I don't hear the word fence. Fence is the only word we should be speaking right now. Fence, fence, fence. That's all that's on my mind. Get this one done. So you guys will have to let me know if you want me to kind of just keep working on this one for next WIP Wednesday. I can totally do that. Because this is one of those pages that I could not just sit down and tackle all week. So I'm fine taking a break from it and revisiting it next week and keeping it going. So let me know if you would like to, and I'll even drop a poll in my channel, like community discussion also, if you want me to continue working on this one and just see how it develops. And then we'll go from there. If not, I'll just work on whatever WIP I'm working on. Let's see. But I think we're gonna call it good. You guys have listened to me chat and color trees. But thank you for letting me ramble while I colored trees, because otherwise I would have been doing these 40 minutes all by myself. So yeah, let me know in the comments below if you want me to just keep working on this page for next week's WIP Wednesday. I promise it won't be all trees. Like, I'll start tackling some of these buildings and stuff and make it a little more fun. Or if you just want me to jump onto whatever my next WIP is, I can do that too. But thank you guys so much for checking in and joining me for another WIP Wednesday. I have some more videos that I'll be recording throughout the week to get caught up, so keep an eye out for those as well. And then until next time, just take care.